Hello, seniors. Ms. Crowder and I are here to talk to you about the senior class meeting, which is we're going to give you some very important information. The first thing we want to talk about is we want to give you all the information you need to make sure that you are eligible to graduate from high school. The first one that we've talked about, and probably people have talked about this to you since you were in kindergarten, is attendance. Many of you need to clear FAs from semester one. Those do not go away just because you're a senior. So if you need to talk to Mr. Griffith about getting some seat time in from semester one and clear those FAs, and certainly any that you are behind in semester two, go ahead and get that seat time done. We do not want to make this close. I do not want to be talking to you the day before graduation tickets are given out because you still owe 7 or 8 hours. Again, we want you to have good information, so you need to make sure that your FAs are cleared and you're not getting any new FAs in the second semester. Second thing, obviously, the passing grade that we're looking for is 60 or above. Many of you have much higher grades than that. We're proud of you. I do not want to get in a situation where somebody comes up to me and says they have a 57 in prob and stats or a 56 in econ. Those classes like that, or English 4, those kind of classes you must have to graduate. And if you come up 2 days before graduation and say, Dr. Gibson, I got a 56 in English 4, there is nothing Dr. Gibson can do for you at that point. So make sure you're keeping your grades up. Again, a lot of this last month and a half for seniors tends to be keeping your standards up, your personal standards, and making sure that you're doing what you're supposed to, what you have always done to get you to this point. Don't waste 12 years in the last half of the last semester of your um, senior year. Next thing I want to talk about is behavior. Obviously, most of you have no behavior problems. You've managed to go through high school, and probably most of you have never even had a referral. However, the last half of the senior year tends to be where somebody decides to do something foolish. So just let me give you an example. Prom's coming up. We're obviously talking about that a lot today. We're going to have a receiving line as you walk into prom. So do not take any substances you shouldn't take before you come into prom because you're going to have to walk by every single staff member at prom to get inside the door. So this is just good information for you. So don't do anything you're not supposed to because if you come in inebriated, then we have to take action. We don't give any passes on that night. The last thing I want to talk about is sportsmanship. And you may say, sportsmanship, what does that have to do with anything? We have 5 teams, at least 5 teams, that are probably going to go really deep in the playoffs. Even we may even end up in some state championship games. So we'll be at our stadium a lot. We'll be at visiting stadiums. Don't do something in the behavior category that's going to get you arrested at somebody else's stadium or down in Columbia or something because we're doing something foolish. We know how to be good fans, cheer for our team, and don't do anything that would get you thrown out of the game or arrested. Again, this all goes under behavior and what you should be doing as a senior to make sure you make it to graduation. Keep your expectations high for yourself.
All right, so prom, hopefully you know, it is the 29th. So you know the theme, you know how much tickets are, you know they're on sale. Dr. Gibson's going to step out. Yep. You know what they cost, $50. You got to clear your obligations. Obligations are in the library. You guys do get an email every single Monday morning from Miss Hill that literally says JL Man obligations. So check and make sure you cleared those. I have linked in this document the date form. So if you are bringing a date from outside JL Man, you do have to submit this form. So this entire slideshow is going to be emailed to all of you. And then they wanted me to tell you that there's very limited parking at Zen, which is where prom is. So make sure you plan accordingly. So like, don't roll up at 9 o'clock and you're like, I can't find parking and I'm missing prom, right? So like, plan for that. If you have questions about prom, see Mr. Ballinger or Miss Murray. They'll be a part of selling those tickets over in Building A. All right, seat time, like Dr. Gibson said, right? You need to clear those FAs from semester one, and you need to clear up that attendance from semester two. So I have linked the seat time form right here. Basically, seat time is offered every Tuesday and Thursday between now and the end of May. So we've got the seat time form there for you. You can print that out. That's also available on the JLMan website. We also have the Spanish version right there for you. If you're going, do I owe seat time? Do I not owe seat time? You can talk to Mr. Griffith at lunch. You can talk to the attendance ladies, Miss Cravens or Miss Young at lunch. They will help you out and tell you how much seat time you owe, how long it's going to take you to do it. You do pay the attendance ladies. Sorry, I didn't turn off my email. Deadlines wise, these have changed from the senior spotlight. So the last day to serve seat time is going to be May 18th because that's a Thursday. Tuesdays and Thursdays, and the last day to pay for seat time is going to be that Monday the 22nd. So after May 22nd, seniors, there's if you haven't served the time, you haven't served it. And unfortunately, those FAs mean that you're not going to be able to graduate, right? Because you didn't earn enough credits in order to graduate. All right. AP exams are the week of May 1st through May 12th. I also linked this document that Miss Udy has sent out. So this has the entire AP exam schedule on it. It also has those of you taking AP exams that want to do an early dismissal. It has the information on there about how to do that, how to submit that form. There is a deadline for that form, the 27th. If you're, say, taking the exam in the morning and then planning to leave in the afternoon, your parents do have to submit this form, and it does have to be done by the 27th. Miss Udy also has a Google Classroom that you should join if you're taking any AP exam at all, so that you know information about AP exams. Final exam seniors are going to be May 21st, your first and third block, and then May 23rd, your second and fourth block. So that's exam information. I made a calendar for you all because I always get the question, Ms. Kreider, when's the last day seniors have to come? I'm going to give you that answer. Okay, here you go. You have exams on Monday. You have exams on Tuesday. The district requires that everybody, no matter what class you're taking, AP, dual enrollment, whatever, you all have to take an exam. Okay, it might be a test, it might be a project, but you have to do an exam. Okay, so the last day that seniors have to attend school is May 23rd. Okay, Tuesday. All right. Now, caveat, right? Asterisk. Okay, if you miss one of these two exams on the 22nd or 23rd, you do have to come the 24th in the morning, not in the afternoon. You have to come the 24th. You have to make up those exams. Grades are due as of noon on the 24th. So I will know from guidance who has passed their classes and gets to participate in graduation and who unfortunately did not as of noon on the 24th. Okay. On the 25th, you don't have to attend school as far as go to your classes, but listen, you do have to come to a mandatory graduation practice. That's going to be at the beginning of the day, so it's going to be in the J.L. Mann Auditorium. Show up by 8:45, not after 8:45. By 8:45, you will go straight to your seat. Your seat will be labeled, so you'll go find your seat. We're going to run the entire graduation. This practice is mandatory, meaning if you do not attend this mandatory graduation practice, and I don't care what the reason is, that you were sick, I forgot, I didn't know, you will not be allowed to participate in the J.L. Mann graduation ceremony. Like, that is from the district. That is from Dr. Gibson's boss. If you fail to attend this mandatory graduation practice that we have been telling you about since the fall, we sent out multiple phone blasts, then you're not going to be able to participate in the ceremony. Okay. And then that Friday, you're going to come back to the school and pick up your graduation tickets. And I'll go over how that is going to work as well. And also how you can get some extra graduation tickets. And then graduation is on the 30th. Notice seniors arrive at 10:30 and graduation starts at 11:30. We will start right at 11:30 and seniors have to be there at 10:30. All right, so that just kind of gives you some information. If for any reason maybe you miss practice and you're like, well, now I can't participate in the ceremony, or you choose not to walk at graduation, that is only students who have told me that they are not walking at graduation, then you need to come pick up your diploma that Wednesday. Okay, so that's a little calendar to tell you what's going on. As far as caps and gowns, the vast majority of you have ordered. I think I have a very short list of those of you who have not. So if you've not ordered a cap and gown, do understand you will not be given graduation tickets if I do not have proof from Herff Jones that you have purchased your cap and gown. I actually get a list from Herff Jones that that tells me who's bought and who has not bought, so I know who has not bought, right? So if you have not bought a cap and gown, then you are not going to receive graduation tickets. So if you have not done that, do that. They are getting very expensive. As far as graduation practice, again, like on that calendar, it is going to be Thursday, May 25th, 8:45 to 11 a.m. It's going to be in the main gym. Do wear your ID, follow school rules. Again, failure to attend. Like I said, failure to attend this practice the entire time means you will not receive graduation tickets and you will not participate in the graduation ceremony. That is verbatim from Dr. Gibson and from Dr. Gibson's boss. So the district's going to stand behind me on this one. Okay. If you miss practice, you will not participate in graduation. And why is because at practice, we are going to practice how to process in and how to recess out. We have not done that at graduation in years since before COVID. So that actually requires practice. You actually have to know, well, where do I stand to process in and where do I stand to recess out? That's not something that you can just do on the fly. And your parents are there and it needs to look good and we all need to be like symmetrical when we process in and recess out. So we are going to practice that. All right. PTSA has agreed to give you guys a to-go lunch. So kind of when we're done at 11, there'll be a to-go lunch, basically just a to-go bag for you guys to grab that has food in it. And then you are free to go. So plan for your ride to pick you up at 11 on the 25th. All right. As You should know that the same week of May 22nd, that week of your final exams, the same week that you get tickets, that whole week, I'm going to send another video message going over specifics about graduation. So things like where to park at the Bon Score Wellness Arena, what to wear. We'll actually go over that in this video too. If you're like, I have a family member that needs handicap seating, all of that, I'll go over all that, like your diploma. So there's some certain things about certain people's diplomas, the photographer, all that stuff will be in a video that I will send you through Backpack the week of May 22nd. So take a look for that video. That'll give you and your parents some more information. All right, graduation, okay, kind of like I mentioned on the calendar, is May 30th at 11:30, but seniors arrive at 10:30, and that is 10:30 sharp. That is not 10:31. Like, you need to be there at 10:30. They're going to process you through the metal detectors. You all will arrive to the loading dock. I will show you pictures and all of that when we get to graduation practice, as well as when I send you that video. If you're asking when can my guest get in the doors, also at 10:30. So basically everybody needs to be there at 10:30. Seating is first come, first serve. So if your parents want good seats, you got to be at the door right at 10:30 when it opens. Also remember, for your guests, there's the Bon Score Wellness Arena does have a clear bag policy. So make sure if they're bringing anything that it's in a clear bag. You seniors don't bring anything with you, and we'll go over that in a minute. There's no place for you to put anything or to store it. It will not be safe. Okay. All right. As far as tickets, I always get the question, how many graduation tickets do we get? You get 10 graduation tickets. All right. And every human attending graduation, I don't care if you bring a brand new 3-month-old baby, which I don't recommend. Okay. They need a ticket to get in the door. All right. Every human attending graduation needs a ticket. You do have the opportunity to buy 2 extra tickets. If you just need one, you can just buy one, but every senior has the opportunity to buy 2 extra tickets the day that you get your ticket. So that Friday the 26th, you need to bring $10 for each ticket, so $20 total. We will only sell 2 tickets per senior, so it's not 2 tickets per senior, okay? And as far as getting your graduation tickets on the 26th, this is the order that you should come in. So if your last name's A through G, come 9 to 10. You can see the rest, H through M, 10 to 11, N to Z, 11 to 12. Make sure that prior to 5/26, you have paid all those obligations. You've done your seat time, paid for your seat time, turned in your textbooks, turned in your Chromebook charger, paid everything before that. Because what's going to happen, and this will go a lot faster, is on May 26th, if my little diagram here will load, we are basically going to run you through kind of an assembly line. So you're going to come in at the front of the media center, and we're going to basically confirm that you have turned everything in, right? And if you've already turned it in, then it's going to be a quick, yep, Chromebook, you're good. Yep, you've already paid your dues. Senior survey, I'll talk a little bit more about that later. You've completed that. We'll send you information about that in May. And then here I'll be right here giving you your graduation tickets. And then right next to me is where you can buy your 2 extra tickets. So you have to process through the line in order to get your ticket. So it should go pretty quickly as long as you have, turned everything in before the 26th. Also, you don't want to get to the 26th and wait in the line and get here and we look and you never turn in a Chromebook, right? Like, we're not going to give you graduation tickets if you haven't given back, your Chromebook and your charger, right? Or you don't pay for it, kind of thing. So then once you process through the line, you'll exit out the front media doors and then you're good to go, right? You don't need to attend class that day. All right. So that's kind of how that is going to work. Dress code at graduation. You cannot decorate your cap and gown. You cannot. Okay. You cannot decorate that cap with anything. It has to be exactly like it was given to you, which is that navy color. Nothing should be on it. Should you show up to graduation with your cap decorated, I will require you to take things off of that cap, which means it's not going to look very good. You cannot decorate your gown. You can only wear the graduation regalia that you were given. As far as what do you wear underneath your cap and gown, we do have a dress code for graduation. Ladies, most ladies choose, sorry, I'm just doing this so you can see what it says. Most ladies choose to wear a dress, and you need to wear dress shoes. Okay, so you don't have to wear a dress. Ladies, if you want to wear pants, just make sure those pants are either khaki colored, so like tan colored, black, or navy. Shoes are important. Ladies, do not wear giant heels. You will find when we do graduation practice, you're going to be standing the majority of the time at graduation practice when we are lining up and we're processing in and recessing out. That's a lot of standing. And so you do not want to wear heels that you cannot wear. We had a girl last year, her heels were too tall and broke on her, and she literally wobbled across the stage. It did not look good. Okay. So as far as shoes, don't wear super tall heels that you are not comfortable working in, but also you can't wear tennis shoes, Birkenstocks, flip-flops, or casual shoes like Crocs. None of those are appropriate. You need to wear dressy sandals, dressy shoes. Okay. Gentlemen, what you need to wear, khakis, black pants or navy pants. So we are talking about dress pants. So your ratty black jeans that you have, no, that is not going to cut it. Okay. So you need to wear dress pants, gentlemen. No jeans. You need to wear a light colored button up shirt, white or like a light blue is fine. If it has a pattern, that's fine. You do need to wear a tie or a bow tie, gentlemen. That is non-negotiable because we're going to be able to see it underneath your gown. Tie or bow tie, and then dark colored shoes, so brown or black. Okay, gentlemen, you cannot wear tennis shoes. You cannot wear Docksiders, Birkenstocks, flip flops, Crocs. I know many of you gentlemen have very expensive tennis shoes. You cannot wear those tennis shoes. Like if it's a tennis shoe, don't wear it. You need to wear a dress shoe. If you're like, what's a dress shoe, Miss Crider? Just Google men's dress shoes and you will see what I mean. They're not tennis shoes. I have examples of what this looks like as far as how you dress at graduation. So you can see these are from several years ago, seniors. You can see what the guys look like. The most common look for guys are khakis and dress pants with their usually a white shirt and a tie or bow tie. And then ladies, pretty common that ladies wear dresses. Again, you don't have to wear a dress. For some reason, ladies really like to wear white dresses. It is not required. It doesn't have to be a white dress. But what is important, ladies, I didn't mention this, is to make sure that make sure that your dress is short enough that we don't see it past the hem of your gown. So yes, we are telling you to wear shorter dresses here. And then you can see what it looks like for your tassel. Your tassel goes on the right side. And then when you are declared a graduate, you will move it to the left side. So that's just information there for you. And then a lot of you are going to get graduation swag at awards night. And so I just want to show you how to wear all of that graduation swag. So basically, all of your cords that you have, all of that goes underneath the honor stole. So if you received an honor stole, the cords go underneath that. If you have a state medal or a magnet medal or a New Tech medal, that all goes underneath the honor stole, so you can kind of see how it all looks. If you don't have an honor stole, that's fine. Then you just wear the cords and the medals. That's all the swag at graduation. Most of you will probably be getting that from your organizations. Speaking of things that you cannot wear at graduation, so this is district policy. This is not Ms. Kreider or Dr. Gibson. This is the school board said this is how graduation attire works. So what can you wear? You can wear the cap and gown that you purchased. You can wear tassels or cords that were given to you by Greenville County Schools, by the Career Center, by the Fine Arts Center, okay? But something that your church gave you, no, you cannot wear that. Last year we had a kid who was given something by a military organization. No, that was not given to you by the school, so no, you cannot wear that. This is district policy. This is not Ms. Kreider being anti anything. This is district policy. Any other regalia. I had a kid show up last year that her mom had made this like beautiful stole that had pictures of her growing up. Nope, not allowed to wear it, okay? Students cannot decorate their cap or gown. Flags, displaying your nationality, not allowed outside of your cap and gown. So you cannot have and we will be checking for flags. So none of this having a flag up your sleeve, like that is not okay. That is a violation of district policy. You will be escorted out of the arena for violating district policy. So you can only wear what is given to you by Greenville County Schools. No other outside organization can you wear that apparel. That is district policy. That is across all the schools. Okay. All right. Talisman Day, hopefully you know, is coming up on May 12th. This is basically kind of senior yearbook day. Make sure you wear your ID and dress code applies. The yearbook staff asked me to tell you to go on their yearbook Instagram and vote for the Mannies. And also, yearbook needs you to submit pictures. So they're going to do a senior slideshow. And if you don't submit pictures, then you're not going to see yourself on the senior slideshow. So email in pictures of you and your friends. And then after the Mannies and after you get your yearbook, then there'll be a cookout. So PTSA is also providing you guys a cookout. Hopefully the weather's good. You guys will be outside. You can play yard games. There'll be a DJ. It's going to be great. It's going to be a big celebration day for all of you. So that is on May 12th. And then as far as the Mannies, again, check that Instagram so that you can vote for that. If you still need to buy a yearbook, that is linked right there as well. If you want to buy a yard sign, the last day to do that is coming up. So next week, that would be next Friday, the 28th. Here's the information about how to buy a graduation yard sign. A lot of you have already done that. And then finally, just a reminder that all this information that I'm going over has been in the Senior Spotlight, this document that I showed you guys back in the fall when we had our first senior meeting. So you can reference that, share that with your parents. That is all right there, right? We have the date of prom. We have when exams are. We have what to wear at graduation, how to pay your obligations, like, how to act at the ceremony. All the dates are there. So take a look at that. That information is there. If you have any questions, I'm I can help you. Okay, so send me an email, send me, give me a call. I'm happy to help you, myself or Miss White. Maybe you see Miss White at lunch. You can go up to her and ask her questions. So that's what we went over at the Senior Assembly. If you have any questions, reach out to myself or Miss White. Otherwise, we are really excited to get to your graduation. See ya.